Excited to welcome back Wall Street Journal and USA Today best-selling author of Shift into a Higher Gear, Better Your Best, and Live Life to the Fullest. Peak performance expert, Dr. Delatorro McNeil. Welcome back to Bloom. It's always so great to see you.
Yay, Gail. Yeah. Always a joy and an honor to help folks live life in full bloom. I'm pumped.
I love it. I love it. And you say that there is something much scarier than the Halloween costumes that we wear on October 31st.
Absolutely. I firmly believe that the scariest thing that we have to deal with each and every day are the excuses that we make about why we cannot accomplish the things that we want to accomplish in our lives and in our careers. I ask folks all the time, I say, listen, who wants this? Who wants that? How do you want to achieve this? Do you want to aspire to have that? And everybody wants big stuff. Everybody wants amazing things, great vacations, great income, great family. The problem is they all come up with excuses as to why they can't have it. And here's what I firmly believe. There's no St. John dress and there's no Armani suit more expensive than the excuses that we make about why we can't have what we really want in our lives.
I love that. And you actually say that fear is only doing its job. What does that mean?
So if we move beyond Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers, right, and we really personify fear for a moment, what we'll understand is that fear really is only doing its job, because fear thinks that you're 5 years old. So let's take a minute, Gail, and stop right there.
Okay.
Fear thinks I'm 5. So if fear thinks that I'm 5 years old, it's constantly trying to what? Protect me from danger, protect me from things that it doesn't think I'm going to succeed at, right? While it's trying to protect me, because our brain, according to neuroscience, is a primitive brain. The brain really has two jobs: avoid pain and gain pleasure. That's the brain's two primary functions. So at the end of the day, the brain is constantly trying to sense and perceive danger and see where danger is and tell us to avoid it. So while fear is protecting us, of course, to its own definition, it's also preventing us from living our best lives, going after our greatest opportunities, because you and I both know anytime we want to do something amazing in our life, a new opportunity, a new door, a new adventure, a new workout routine, anytime we want to do something big and great, what happens? Fear pops up to say, you shouldn't do it. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it really does.
So we have to learn how to understand that fear is doing its job. It's trying to protect us. But we're not 5. We're 40, right? Yeah. We're 50, right? We're grown. We're mature. We can make our own decisions. And we don't need to let fear be in the driver's seat making decisions on behalf of our goals and dreams.
So what you teach people to do, and I know you have a huge following, is to leverage that fear and turn it into faith.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love that. I want to hear more about this.
Yeah, so if we define it, right? Fear is defined as a physiological response to a real or perceived danger, threat, or source of pain. Okay? A physiological response to a real or perceived danger, threat, or source of pain. So if you think about it, Gail, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're upstairs sleeping, there's a loud noise downstairs, right? Boom. Fear kicks in as a physiological response, sends adrenaline through your entire body, gets your endorphins going so that you can go into what's called fight or flight, right? Either face the enemy or run from them, right? So at the end of the day, that's what it's doing its job from the emotional perspective. The challenge becomes when that very same fear prevents us from going after our goals and dreams and going after our visions and aspirations. So what we have to learn how to do is we have to learn how to faith our fears to death. Because the truth is, faith and doubt take the same exact thing. I'm gonna say that again. Faith and doubt take the exact same thing. They take a belief. Faith is a belief in an outcome that you want. I want the girl's phone number. I want that opportunity for that job, right?
Yeah.
I want the promotion at my job, right? I want that new income level. Faith is belief in an outcome that I want. Fear and doubt is nothing but a belief, a strongly held belief in an outcome that I don't want. She's out of my league. They're not going to hire me. I'm not going to get the raise. I'm not going to get the promotion. My body will never get in shape. That's all doubt and fear. That's a belief in an outcome that you don't want. So if faith and doubt take the same thing, which is belief, use your belief in the right direction.
I love that. And yeah, that is so good. And you know, and as you're on this journey, it might be that, you know, what you really want and what you strive for and what you have faith in, it might not come to fruition, but if you continue to keep that faith, a lot of times you fall into what's right for you. I mean, you can't just stop because you don't get what you want right away.
Absolutely.
I mean, none of us get ahead in life by doing that.
Absolutely,
I would never be sitting in this chair. If I told you the amount of people who said I wasn't good for TV when I was trying to break into the industry, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So sometimes you got to just keep that faith alive.
You're so correct. And that's one of the things, that's one of the steps that I tell people all the time. One of the things you got to make sure that you do is you have to doubt your doubts. Anytime a doubt creeps in, because anytime we're trying to do something new or different, we're bucking up against our comfort zone. Our comfort zone, CZ, cubic zirconia, it's not real.
I like that.
You catch that, right? So the comfort zone, your comfort zone was set up by fear to keep you safe. But your comfort zone is not real. And everything that we want in our lives is on the other side of what's comfortable. You and I both know this, right? I make a living doing the #1 fear in the world.
Public speaking.
Public speaking. People, I've been doing this 22 years. People would rather get on a scary roller coaster, they'd rather be bitten by a snake, or be in a car accident than stand up and give a presentation.
Yeah.
So it gives me tremendous job security. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's amazing how we allow these things to define us. But the truth is, Gayle, there's only 2 fears that we were born with. When you and I were dropped on this earth, we were blessed with 2 fears and 2 fears only: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. All other fears are what we call in psychology learned behavior. So the fear of change, the fear of isolation, the fear of rejection, the fear of success, the fear of failure, the fear of task complexity. All these are things that we've made up and we've learned along the way. So if you can learn fear, at the same time you can learn faith. And I say this to people all the time. You have to learn how to faith your fears to death. Because if this room was dark, we don't have to take a shovel and scoop out darkness. If we want this room to go from darkness to light, all we got to do is flick on a light. The same is true with faith. I use this example all the time. When fear shows up to your door, if faith answers the door, it looks around because it can't find the fear. Fear's got to go to somebody else's address. And if we can learn to have that belief in ourselves and what you just talked about, which is believing yourself enough to stick with it. I say this all the time. We have to learn how to be like a stamp and stick to one thing until it delivers. Gayle, the reason why you're successful is you stuck with television until it delivered. I'm successful in speaking because I stuck with speaking until it delivered. I've stuck with publishing. I have best-selling books all over the world because I've stuck with it. So I want to encourage everybody that's watching right now. One of the best ways that you can overcome fear is what I call the CIA, consistent, imperfect action. Take consistent, imperfect action on your goals and dreams. Take the CIA, because here's the thing: the reason why we don't take perfect action is because we're consumed by it's got to be perfect before I put it out there, right? My business has to be perfect before I put it out there. My brand's got to be perfect before I put it out there, right? So we stall our own greatness trying to be perfect, but perfectionism is rooted in fear. We teach all this in the book, Shift into a Higher Gear. So the more folks can learn how to focus on excellence instead of perfection, they can live their dreams and go after whatever they want in life.
This is so great. Man, I can see why the Today Show is always having you on. I'm so glad you live here in Tampa so we get a taste of you as well, man. This is fantastic. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we always can't wait till you come back.